and make sure the barricade's still intact.
Yeah, he needs to watch that barricade.
We don't have a backup for him though.
He can run and make noise. His orders are if he...
He's a guard. He's like a watchman.
His orders are to not care about the beauty of the wedding, and if he sees something, to raise the horn. Like, not to be quiet, like, I gotta go get
It's
help.
like,
He's just gonna yell.
at the sporting event, the guards have to stand with their back to the game and just
CSC
watch the
stuff.
audience.
Yeah.
That's him.
But on the interior, watching the windows. What do you mean?
It's basically this hallway.
I just want to talk about that. How I feel sad for those guys.
It is kind of
That
sad.
while you're watching the concert, you're also looking down into the face of people that are literally just
Like
like
in the
this.
big yellow jackets.
You don't have to watch anything going on, even though like.
And they just nod their head coolly. Like,
You do get to hear it, I guess. Really well.
probably a lot of music you don't want to listen to.
For the podcast listeners, like, if any of you guys have that job, I just want to thank you for doing it.
Thank you. Really.
It's a public service.
It's very... You're
The
very
more you know.
underpaid. The more
Yeah, that
you know.
is appreciated.
I'm almost done getting a warlock his spells.
Alright, so...
Oh, and Michael.
Hey, might as well.
4 horses, 2 on either side out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ready like for a swift escape, perhaps.
Or just because I like
Hey, Sam.
Yeah, not for that.
Why don't you give me one of these? They're on the bottom shelf in the door.
In the door. Bottom shelf of the door.
You can help yourself to one if you'd like. Michael, you're also welcome to help yourself.
But Noah is not.
No, it's not.
Fuck you, buddy.
You need anything, Michael?
I'm good for right now.
Alright. I think I'm gonna go with
Thanks, Sam.
Cloud.
Thank you for letting me use your vial opener right now.
Alright, so your 4 horses are out there?
If I hadn't made a cleric, I definitely would have made a warlock.
Nice.
Okay.
Alright, so Noah, where do we want to position you?
He's Sam.
Yeah, they're down here.
We're hanging out. We're buddies.
Actually, we're
So my field of view is pretty 360, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
He sees in here.
Xbox.
He sees here. And far away.
I don't know if you can see over that back wall.
That's what I thought.
What back wall?
Or the top wall.
Yep, okay.
fair enough.
Just based on distance and height.
But he can see this guy. And so this guy is being fed information from
Right.
him. So if this falls, he
Yeah,
knows
because those walls are like 10
This
feet
is
tall. And,
pretty
I mean,
good
though you
plan.
have a higher advantage. Like you can see that outline part, but you can't see right up against the wall.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously. But yeah.
And we've arranged everything. Noah's getting the warlock spells down.
Like somebody just has a heart attack
And
because of all
then-
the extra military.
Yeah.
We cause the fear that causes the heart attack.
Alright.
Michael, I went ahead and, based on his level, like, came up with what his saving throws and stuff.
That's fine.
Actually,
Wow.
it was pretty easy.
All right. So, I'm not going to do a massive introduction because I'm going to kind of change up the way that I do things for the podcast. You guys basically already have been briefed on what's happening. We are going to fast forward through time to where the wedding is getting ready to begin because everybody is placed. Everybody happy? Everything's good?
We're a little nervous.
Where am I? Which color am I?
You are purple.
Purple? Okay.
Am I like the wispy thing?
Pride.
Yeah,
The blue
you're
thing.
You're
The
the,
blue.
you're the water elemental. Great.
For Halloween.
So, yeah. So that we tell the guards before they deploy out today, anything happens suspicious within your patrols, come directly to one of the 4 of us.
All right.
If you do, and it turns out to be something, there'll be a reward.
But if it's like you know it's suspicious, just start yelling.
Exactly. Yeah. If there's a sense of immediacy, scream. The sound of a dying giraffe.
All right, so for
I guess
all
we're
intents and
probably gonna hear
purposes,
that
the
later.
courtyard is full of people.
And we have double check names and stuff on the list to make
Yeah.
sure that they are
Yeah,
what they say they
everybody who is allowed to be there is there. A lot of people came from town. What's that?
Townies.
Townies. Gifts were let aside, and the chamber room that you guys met Myron in is full of gifts and cake and a band.
We're Uncle Ned's kids.
Yes, and all the children are running around and playing and having fun. You see a priest come out and kind of raise his hands and start to quiet everybody. Everybody starts to sit down, and off in the distance you hear a violin start to play, and here comes Chaim.
How does he look?
I'm getting to that once I find my mouse.
What's he wearing?
He's naked.
Is he brown?
ASL.
Loincloth.
It's,
Loincloth. I like the naked cloth too. That's funny. But yeah, no big deal. Just getting married.
It could be traditional. I don't know.
Chaim.
I came here to drink and get married. I'm
Do I just
about
drop
to
on
be
the
done
map?
being married.
And then from inside the we'll call it the waiting chamber,
Which is where? Here?
underneath Alar.
This is the waiting chamber?
Yeah, she's waiting in there for everybody else to be seated and everything like that. And
Oh, this is where Zelda is. Zelda.
Yeah, Zella starts to come out, and
Close.
she meets Chaim. She's escorted by Meyer, who then
Underneath
takes his
me.
place back.
Down shut.
Takes his eye off the prize.
Alright, so they're both inside.
Well,
Not
the-
prize.
Alright, so you guys have everybody placed. The wedding's getting ready to start taking place. So I have an audio clip for you. Because what would this game be without audio?
Tell me it's March. Tell me it's that. It is.
We're about to hear it.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. Marriage, that blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream.
Gleam.
Some commotion begins. You hear one of the guards starting to mention that the ground is starting to tremble.
Skip the end.
Hello, the wind.
Here comes my
Which
wife.
guard was it?
Under you, Princess Barqua.
Man and wife. Say man and wife.
Which guard said that the ground was shaking?
North.
This
Escort
dude?
the bride to the honeymoon suite.
At this point,
Jason, what's going on here? You're our eyes.
What's
you
happening?
can't see the ground started to shake a little bit as the wedding was going on. And at this point, as he starts to pronounce the man and wife, utter chaos ensues. I need every la-di-da-di, everybody to roll initiative.
I'm guessing we should have brought Kevin Bacon with us to fight off the Traitors.
Ooh, good call.
You seen Traitors?
No.
Alright.
So I gotta remember this.
Ooh.
18.
Yeah.
18.
19.
21.
Indeed.
Guess what Noah's was?
That's
Three.
with your plus your.
He doesn't have
He doesn't
any
have
initiative.
Plus 0, so yeah.
That sucks.
You need to go at the end anyways.
Alright.
Good as healing if you're not hurt.
Oh, good. You could
Ayla, what'd you roll?
An
Still
18.
have to wait for everybody.
Alright.
Yeah, that's
Grim?
true. That's true. That's
Grim?
true.
19.
I was 19.
Jaren's
I was
at 21.
19 once.
Just once.
Should I start rolling
What'd
for
you
all
roll?
our bros?
All 10 of them?
Alright. I would like for the host this evening to roll for Chaim for his initiative. Roll again.
Okay.
Tell me what the number is.
20.
Alright, so he's got a 23.
Go, Kayam!
And I'm going to roll.
So he's
I'm
the
just going to tag
Not as much
one
as me.
person because this is
He's
just
a
how I
dexterous
roll.
as I am.
Archer 3 represents everybody else in the guards. My role is for all of the guards and their moves.
So we don't get to control them.
No, I'll be controlling them. They're NPCs.
Sweet.
Job's done.
But we can talk about
You can tell me what to do with them,
Right.
but
Yeah.
Oh, they rolled low then.
Lord.
they rolled really low.
Yes, my
Really low.
lord.
Really low? Did they like fall over themselves to stand at initiative?
Yes, my lord.
That's unfortunate because I rolled a 20. And that would have been
Work,
cool.
work.
don't remember the books.
Why didn't that update?
That's one of them.
What update?
They don't have a name.
The numbers?
No, all the numbers didn't update.
That's alright.
No, it's not alright.
Yeah, that order is off, but that's
Roll
alright.
20 if you're listening.
Yeah, roll 20 if you're listening and we've got a glitch. Alright, so let's run through this again. AR,
18.
Grim,
19.
Chaim rolled a
23.
23. Jaren,
21.
Elgar,
3. Gotta keep making me say it out loud, don't you?
Ooh.
Whoa!
We did it.
Yay! So
Archer 3.
not in.
That's all archers. That's all
That's
everybody.
everybody.
That's everybody.
Well, actually, this is not bad. Elrogar goes last of everyone. So he can heal.
All right.
Usually the way it goes.
And I am going to.
Oh, right now we're the only ones in initiative, so there's nobody coming. That's
No,
fine.
there's somebody coming. There's somebody coming.
Is his name Dragoblin?
Wait,
that's kind
we
of-
fast forwarded too quick. I didn't get to summon my bear.
Your bear is summoned.
Bear's in the courtyard.
How long's he been around? And did you name him? Fuzzy? Fozzie?
I like Fozzie.
Fozzie.
It helps me learn other languages.
He does.
Yeah, come on. Waka waka.
All right, so you can't see his name for a reason. But
He's first.
at this very moment, the ground shaking, utter chaos going on, he has surprise on you because you're surprised. That's just how life is sometimes.
Yes.
A ghost appears over the center of the goatyard. Goatyard. And this is to scale for everybody. Who can see
Slimer!
It's a big one.
That's like the Doughboy.
Stay Puff.
Yeah, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Kind of looks like, what are the soul sucking things out of Harry Potter?
A lich.
I almost said Reavers. No, the
Touch the D.
Dementors?
Dementors, yes.
Kind of looks
Lich.
like the,
It's a lich.
The cloud of smoke or the and all that stuff being fed around it. It's in grayish blue. It hovers over the top, and at this point says,
It's related to the god.
What does he, she, ghost thing look like other than shrouded in ghost? Is it male, female?
you can't really tell sex. It's very large. Nobody has any idea of lore on this. It's something that none of you have ever seen or heard of before. But
And actually, you guys can't see it yet because you're in the courtyard. Or you're way over.
no, everybody can see it. It's large enough that everybody can see it.
Wow.
Is it Morgoroth?
It starts to mutter something in a language that you don't understand, and at that very moment, a vibrant purple mist quickly surrounds the wedding party. Disembodied screams can be heard, and time seems to stand still. Just for a moment, it feels as though the ground is beginning to shake even more, and a foul wind picks up, swirling around everybody. There's a brilliant light, a flash of light, and as the light fades, in the afterglow, the altar is aflame. Stella Trezendar is frozen in time. Scores of dead, wounded, and dying lay around, and Chaim Longfellow is now missing. The specter leaves, and the instant that everything comes back. Sorry.
Okay.
Myron immediately calls out to what's your character's name? Elrogar. Loud enough to be heard over the screams. Elrogar, you and your men meet me in the chamber.
Who's saying that?
Myron,
In what chamber?
over here.
Okay.
Okay.
He's the boss.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. Let's go.
In initiative order.
It's gonna take a
I'm
while.
on ghost.
No, we're going to progress through it.
So we just walk over all the dying people.
If you choose to do so, yeah.
I would see if there's anybody alive.
I mean, I guess like I'll check their pockets.
There's
That's chaotic.
most
say,
of the people. in
No,
the
attend to the
are dead.
wounded. I'll go meet
There's a
fucking
ton that are
homeboy.
wounded.
Can Zella move? I know she's frozen in time.
She's completely frozen in time.
Can I carry her?
You cannot move her.
So I say, everybody else tend to the wounded. I'll go talk to homeboy.
Yes, do that. Michael said they're all dead, but it would take us a while.
No, I said wounded and.
There's very few wounded, and they are dying.
Okay, but we can.
I agree. Let's just
can
leave
spare
Noah out.
that.
Let's just
Yeah,
leave
he's a
Noah
cleric.
out.
He has to do that.
I also would stay behind.
Yeah,
if they
to
got
help
hit with
wound
nothing.
and everything, yeah.
So I would stay for that.
I'm going to the dude.
I'm going to the dude. Sam and I go to the dude.
We trust whatever you sign up for.
We're ready to
Yep.
rickroll.
All right, so you're staying out in the courtyard with the dead and dying,
My pockets working.
and everybody else is going there. So he called for you.
Yeah. I would say I should probably go.
I would say.
Now, quick question. The warlock is now still with him.
Yes.
Okay. And we were not able to like do anything, even though he could.
Cut that grass down.
He could have communicated with the creature.
It'll come into play later.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
I don't like.
All right.
I don't like Friday.
So
Actually, I really
Myron,
like Friday.
Myron looks at the three of you, understanding that Grim is out there trying to save anybody that he can.
Am I successful? Should I roll for that?
You won't be successful.
It's a depressing wedding.
Yes. And Myron very shaken. I mentioned last night that things have been a bit strange as of late. I should have been more forthcoming. Over the last 10 years, there's been a great number of disturbances, most of which you know. It all started when 3 young men were hunting out in a place called Wave Echo Caverns. It's the mine for this town. 3 days later, only one returned, beaten and shaken by fear. He never fully recovered. Almost as soon as he returned, people started going missing. Townsfolk would scream out in the night. For some, the lucky ones, the ones that had gone missing, would be found dead, beaten to death, looking like life was drained out of them in the middle of town a few days later. For others, those not so lucky, the loved ones would never be seen again.
What was with the fucking ghost?
We'll get to that.
He took.
The warlock mentions that though Zella is like a statue, she is still very much alive. There's some kind of horrible magic that is holding her in time. He has not seen anything this strong ever before. Myron continues. Today was the day that I've been hoping for ever since Zella's father died. Since I took her in my arms and raised her to be the woman that she is. I'm growing so tired of all this. We all are. I have dreams that are so greatly different from the things we see now. Then I awake to find this living nightmare. But I have never been one to back down. Not even now. I want revenge. At this point, he has tears streaming down his face. He has a very deep-seated rage that begins to well. His face starts to turn a little bit red, and you can see the veins starting to pop out. He sends the warlock to go over and tend to Zella to ensure her safety. What?
Okay. I was going to say, can we give the warlock some suggestion or no?
Sure, if you want.
So he has awakened mind, which means he can telepathically communicate
Mhm.
with anybody. Is he able to communicate
That's how
with
he knows
her?
that she's alive.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
And he looks at Myron then looks at you guys. He goes, "I can't fault any of you in this. There's nothing that you can do. I just so hope that your presence would have disturbed something like this from happening. But you did try. I promised you 100 gold if nothing went awry. You've made improvements, and keeping my word, here's 50 gold each for your time and efforts."
Sweet.
Nick, can you just write my 50 gold? Are you treasurer or whatever?
I'll hold on to yours.
Yeah.
And he says that, but there may be something that you still can do. I would give anything to have my granddaughter brought back to normal and not in this state. I beg of you, for my broken heart, help me fix this. Help me fix all of this. I'll give each of you 200 gold, the use of my best horses, the finest ale. I will have my blacksmith sharpen your weapons to that of a fine edge, and if you go and destroy whatever exists in the Wave Echo Caverns. Even if it does not bring my sweet, beautiful Zella back to normal, at least it may bring peace to this town. Can I count on you to do this for me?
Yeah, we're gonna go FS up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still in the courtyard weeping over dead bodies, but I would agree to go along
Okay.
with the group.
He points back to the corner of the room that seems to be a little bit dark, towards you see the first door on the bottom left, the second door. He points to that and says, "Raylan, come out here from the shadows, my son. Gentlemen, this is my son, Raylan." Wrong map. There we go. Gentlemen, this is my son, Raylan. So the warlock's over here. Raylan has the exact same stats as the warlock that you built.
Is he also a warlock?
Yes.
So he's 13 HP.
So I told you it
25
was
HP.
for a purpose. This is my son, Raylan. He has survived a journey into the caverns and knows the way. Take him with you, and I will see you when you return.
So the warlock we were seeing was just an illusion.
No, the warlock is the stats are transferred to give you an idea of what.
Basically, you just didn't waste your
You
time
developed an
because
NPC.
now we
You
get
developed
him
an
as
NPC.
Right, you built the NPC for yourself.
Cool.
He goes, I would love to answer your questions, but if you wouldn't mind, I would like to go and find some peace.
Is Zella? It's not Raelian's daughter.
Rayleigh's her uncle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask how the people died?
Uncle Cracker.
Scorching burns,
Yeah, picture.
temporal replacement, body parts missing, half a body's missing, head's missing, dismemberment, disfigurement, burned from the inside out, outside in, crushed upon themselves by some unseen force.
Well, at least nobody choked
Seriously, or drowned.
or drowned.
Maybe
That's
their own blood.
awful. All right, so yeah, I'm gearing to go fight whatever is would be evil enough to kill 50 people. Like that.
So let's go.
Any more info we can get from the warlock, since he kind of understands ghosty things, like what that was or anything.
You've never seen anything like it before.
Does Myron know anything about this ghost? You mentioned that that people went to the. I was there to hear this, but
Myron doesn't know anything about it, but Raylian mentions that there seems to be a smell that seems to be awfully familiar.
Okay.
To kind of clarify things for you guys, listen very carefully. I want to read a very small part of this again. It all started when 3 young men went hunting out to a place called Waybecker Caverns. That is the mine for this town. 3 days later, only one returned, beaten and shaken.
Where's the one guy left?
It's Raelian.
There you go.
That's why he knows.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, so his dad was kind of like dissing on him a little bit when he wasn't in the
I
room.
was like, dude,
Here's a few sort of.
He
fucking
never really
weird.
recovered.
He's into like
He hasn't had a
anime.
job in a while.
Alright.
Well, so Raelian's coming with us?
Japanese tentacle porn.
Raylian is coming with you.
Weird.
The goat play?
Goat porn.
Raylan, what did you see?
Make it quick.
While we're riding down to where this gate is, I'm imagining they have our provisions and ropes and all that fun stuff back.
Yeah. You guys are going to take a short rest. Blacksmiths are going to sharpen everything. They're going to refit your
Are
armor.
we uninjured? I was in the courtyard.
You are all uninjured.
That's surprising.
Is it? You're from a different time.
I'm just saying. I mean,
Maybe we're invincible in this time.
That's a
Test it out.
good idea. Run Sally forth and do
Well,
it.
Because that's
according
worked
to
out
what
well
happened-
for you guys so
Yeah.
far.
Let's have Jason shoot an arrow at my foot and see if it's...
I get too drunk and I shoot myself in the foot.
I'll roll those.
Alright, so I'm gonna refill my vibrating arrows then.
can you?
They come back?
You can't refill your vibrator.
Well, what am I getting sharpened? Because all I have is a fucking bow.
What does sharpening my blade do? Is it like +1 or something?
That's +1. Your
Plus
arrow
one.
tips get resharpened and refitted.
Plus one.
Your quiver, or what they call the quills, get re-strung, and you get to add a +1
Young Nicholas.
To my bow I already got. That's cool.
to your to that bow you already have.
Ooh.
I'm gonna make sure my hammer is still flat.
+1 attack or +1 damage or what?
Plus one
It's
damage.
creep there.
Plus, not +2 to hit.
No.
It's plus +1 damage.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
It's just a temporary thing. Nope.
Got it.
Alright, let's go do this thing.
Yeah, let's go. We're riding off to the wizard.
I'm getting it set up.
Dun, 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 dun.
You don't want to spend a lot of time thinking about how to strategize around that.
I know.
That whole castle thing.
I spent a while.
And for all that, we didn't even need to do any of it.
It comes in handy.
With the inspiration.
This will take me just a minute.
I gotta pee. I want a cookie.
Hey,
Pee
They're
can't say.
all too quick.
Can I have one of those?
Yes, sir.
Did you have one of the groups? What did you think? You
Yeah,
didn't
good. It's just weird.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not like a
different.
real cheese.
You know what would be awesome with it?
Same good.
A slice of salami in between.
What?
You don't
Oh, that would be good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that would be really good.
Not that I'm saying, hey, where's the fucking salami?
We don't have any, but that would be
No,
good.
Nick. Just,
I'm just saying, we got turkey. Want turkey?
Dude. Cold turkey.
We made a weird. Well, Megan made a weird pizza that was actually pretty good today. She went and picked peaches. So it was prosciutto, peaches. I made a balsamic and honey glaze reduction. Ricotta and mozzarella and fresh basil on top. It was actually pretty good.
Very interesting indeed.
I think next time we'll replace the peaches with like tomatoes and not put ricotta cheese on it. So that was a little weird.
It's kind of like your dinner and dessert all in one.
Kind of was.
Hopefully there's going to be a little bit of mindfuck during.
Is that a hole?
The hole doesn't really exist.
Because it kind of looks like some graves.
Where?
That's where we're going to shove all the dead bodies. They're
And
going
then
to
a hole.
get a horse and a plow and just plow everybody into the hole.
I quit cold turkey.
Quit what? Cookies?
No,
You're having
he-
some right now.
He quit cold turkey.
I quit cold turkey.
He only eats warm turkey now.
I mean, that is the better way to eat it.
That's fine.
It's from a movie. Everything is adopted.
You don't have individual thoughts.
Thoughts? No, it's all just
That's my D20.
on hits. On.
Ready to go. What's the NASCAR race? The 18th? 20th?
Something like that.
Okay.
The weekend
You
after
guys
that.
End of September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nothing like playing D&D and then going to NASCAR. Interesting group we have here. You have a giant piece of cookie in your beard.
It's a pecan, Sandy.
Still.
They're crumbly.
I was gonna say, still mostly there.
Hey! Hi! Look at that map!
Are you all right there?
Did you inhale part of the crumbles?
I have to.
Is the mat made of cheese?
Because if it was, I'd eat it.
If the metal's made of spare ribs.
Hell, I'd ask for seconds.
Oh.
Alright, so
Pound
I'm
for
going to
pound.
get some. Actually, somebody grab me some cookies or some chips or something. Chips.
Yeah, there are a bunch of cookies in the fridge. I wish I could
Yeah.
have
On
plates.
those cool range.
I wish I had a different familiar now.
Are there any more plates?
You could. We took a short
Are
rest.
they right in front of me? I'm an idiot.
No.
Do it.
No, there aren't.
I'm going with snake.
You got a different
I
familiar.
was gonna say lizard.
Oh,
It can
close.
sneak around, maybe show us the map.
Yeah.
Big lizard. Oh,
No, little
take-
little
No,
lizard.
no.
Non-noticeable.
Clearly, it was not worthy.
I know you wanted to. This is different.
Well, wow.
This is different. This is
Office.
Not, this is not pecan. Office?
No, Nick. I already ate my pecan, Sandy.
Yeah, that's
So
just
that is
second
what it was.
cookie. Do you know a plate, Nick?
What?
Michael was looking for a plate.
He needs a plate, please. Now.
$1 million.
Oh.
He needs $7.
Alright.
Oh, there are deities in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I haven't read the entire book.
Oh, sorry.
Loser.
Did you invest in an arcane
So?
set of cards? No.
No
I mean,
way.
Sam.
Alright, so the
They're gonna
benefit
have-
of what is going on is you guys now know the direction and location of the Wayback Caverns.
Hey guys, this is important for later.
Way back up?
Yeah, way back. That's the mine, the missing mine.
Oh, yeah.
Our time. Now we know where it is.
It is, yeah.
And Mr. Geography over there, you
Can,
remember?
I will remember.
What did Home Slice tell
Nick
us
knows.
on the way there?
Write it down.
No,
I know
He
Way
didn't tell
back
us
up
anything?
Caverns.
he was
Yeah,
very
right.
quiet.
I hate this guy.
You're not.
You hate this guy? He's our guide.
It's not my style.
Yeah,
He's
he's
got
not
memory
he's not gonna-
impairment in your hand right now.
Huh?
Yeah.
What'd you tell me right now?
And hearing impairment too.
You
Hearing?
guys, he shows you an entrance. And he says the cave is right over here. He's a little bit shaken. He goes, I haven't been here in years.
Well, man up.
Wait, who?
Bailey.
Hasn't been there in years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was years ago.
I thought it was like last week.
No, man, it's been
Hey, dude.
happening for a long time.
We're relying on you. I really don't like being in fucking caves, so we need you to help us get through this place.
I'll do my best.
All right, the best better be best.
Do you want to know with you guys?
No, because you're gonna play him.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Did you know that I got rid of the bear and I summoned the lizard?
Yes.
I thought you were going to ask him if he knew that you at one point still
Wrestle the bear.
and
Wrestle the
armed
bear
your
once.
village with.
I definitely told our guest that story a couple times.
All right.
That's why you were outside during the wedding.
Yeah.
So the squares represent about 5 feet. I guess you can see a little bit more than that, right?
Because we have 60
We have dark vision.
dim
I
vision.
do.
Yeah.
Dark vision. I've got
Yes, you do.
that special thing.
Which
Oh,
gives you
yeah,
60.
mine-
Rock necklace.
I have
Gives you
dark
the same-
vision.
It gives you dark vision.
30
It's better than dim vision.
No, it's only 30 feet.
Yeah, mine's only 30 feet.
You have
Fine,
dark
we can only
vision?
see color.
Oh, yeah.
at 30
I've got
feet.
dim vision. It's no color.
Right. It's kind of gray.
You come through.
I can see color.
A little bit of a
You
brown.
come through a crevasse, and
Booze.
and you find that the cave opens up, and you're in no particular order. I just have you on there.
All right, so